Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's April 2nd, 2024. Uh, I just made a small, every time I make a small change, I have to make sure, I have to check several things to make sure I haven't royally messed up something. I just disconnected, just a few minutes ago, my 2 terabyte external USB drive um, because I was thinking, wait a minute, when I installed Linux yesterday or whatever day it was, man, my shoulder's killing me. Uh, Time for an naproxen. Um, I was thinking, I had some trouble, a little bit of trouble. And so then I was thinking, wait a minute. When I installed Linux, um, I got a pop-up message saying that you failed to, I forget if they called it 2 terabyte, but you did not plug in your external memory. So I did that. That's when I installed Linux a day or two ago. Whoops, didn't go down. It didn't go down all the way. I still don't think it did. Um, then some video that I made after that yesterday, or was it this morning? I don't know. I noticed that a couple of those, the video stopped saving it. When I was making the video, it stopped saving it. And one video actually got uploaded to YouTube, but it failed partially through the thing. I had to delete it. And then somebody else, I think a couple people, but especially one person said, hey, I had trouble with, with that video. And I think what was happening was that the video started being saved, so the YouTube software and everything, okay, it's fine, but then it wanted to switch to additional memory or something, and then that was a problem. So I just disconnected the 2 terabyte external, and I am trying this video, and I think somebody said something that's in a video today, or I mean in an email today, when a comment from Holland that this reminds them of the Obama. Anyway, reminds them of the mega group And I didn't think of that, but it does. So I guess I need to buy another. I need to buy another hat, I guess. You know, I decided what was put on there, and I decided what color. I decided what color hat, and I decided which this says, I think, showmeblog.com. I think I knew what color well, I don't want to keep the red hat, so any idea what color hat I should get, and then what color, what color should the hat be, and then what color should the type be that is on. Maybe a black hat would be okay with white type or something. Any ideas? So let me test this. Okay, there's the camera that's going. That is the Razor. It's a good camera. But I've got some good cameras here. By the way, I have not tried this, the Wave 3, and I have the stand for it. I have one of the screws that I think was not one of these screws, it's one I found. And I think laying on this table there is maybe another one. And so I could get this going. And, but you know what, I'm a little confused. Yeah, I am. The Razor has great software. Great software for the audio and great software for the video. And that might work out really well. Although you like this microphone. Don't know. I want to make the videos better. And I'd be happy to get them, like this is the gold standard and this is the way it is and I'm not going to change it. But I'm always changing stuff. As I mentioned before in a video a day or two ago, I paid for Linux and I paid for Zorin, $42. And everything I was worried about when you do that, and everything went okay. I was surprised and really happy up until the end. And as I was installing it, and then I realized what happened is the USB drive, or USB. I have a bunch of them here, and I didn't know what was on which. So I formatted this, and then when I installed the new Zorin, and in the chain of things that I had to do, formatted this at an early stage, to make sure that what happened was this was protected, so that somebody wouldn't do something like that. So what happened was there was Ubuntu was on here. Ubuntu? No, I forget but it didn't erase that. So as I'm sitting here with this in there and installing Zorin and really looking forward to, because I'd logged on and seen it, it didn't. It installed immediately Ubuntu. Went through the steps, things popping up. Me pushing the thing, yes, go, and I ended up putting Ubuntu back on the computer and Windows. But that was good because I was already having, oh shit, you know. But I have the scenario on this chip, I think. Or if I can just come up with, I've got it downloaded on my hard drive. I have the, um, let's see, where would it be here? I think if I can just get to that point in the booting process, I can get it to boot into Zorin. And I really want to run Zorin. I went to, YouTube, and I looked at all the different, I'd seen it before, and I'd run them before. Not the latest versions, but Zorin is just so much better than the rest of these when it comes to installing and all that kind of stuff. So, but I want to make sure this time that I have something, maybe my Chrome tablet. I want to make sure that I have really what I'd like to have, but I'm not sure that they're up to it. But it doesn't cost very much. To buy a new one, one of these small, and make that my email center, my box sitting over there that I'm not doing anything else with it. That is just email coming in and email connected things all into that thing, period. Don't mess with it. Use it, but don't mess with it. That's what I'd like to do. And one of these, I've got several I could show them to you, but then I'd have to put pants on. So that's what I want to make sure I do, that I have a email thing. I don't want to do dual boot. In my past, I have run Linux and I've run Windows forever. I was running Windows before Windows. I was running, what was it, 2000, what was that called? Which a whole bunch of people, and I'm one of them. Although there are people who went on to, start Microsoft and all those other, organizations. But I was one of the people too that, what was it called, 2000 or whatever. What was it called? Pretty neat, because you could have whatever they had running back then. Let's say Microsoft something, Microsoft 1. You could have it running, and you could have Java something, and you could have boop bop 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 something running, and the thing's running, and if you just decided to, you're doing something and you I don't want that anymore, so you just delete boop 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 boop, whatever, and it's gone, but your other programs are still running. They weren't affected. So that was pretty neat. But what I'd like to have is, right now I would like to have Zorin running, the new Zorin that just came out. I paid for it, only $42, but I'm a poor man. I'd like to have that running. But I want to have a totally different backup system running over there that now I'm thinking about, now I could contact for help, but actually there's a ton of people that could help me. I mean there was a ton of people that could help me. I don't trust myself to do it, because I would trust myself to try it if I had a backup system over there with all of my, I have to pay my bills, by the bank. I have to do all this stuff, and I need that stuff running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Tomorrow, tomorrow's the last day that we can pay the rent. Um, we used to, a long time ago, no, we could pay the rent, and if you paid X number of days, if you didn't wait till the last day, you were in a drawing for $100 or something like that. And in the apartment complex here, they just do a drawing, just do a drawing of people who got in before a certain date and paid early. And one time we won the $100 or $200 or whatever it was. No more. It works out. Darlene gets her money. I think the second. The third's the last day you can, or that's the day you positively have to pay. And I think she gets her money usually about the first or the second. And actually, the way Social Security works, it's not a certain date. I think it varies. Yeah, some people they get their money on the first. They just spell it out. You get it on the first. I'm one of those people who gets my money on the fourth Wednesday in the month, and of course, so that makes things vary. Let's see if I can pull this up. Okay, this is April. Okay, now, so some people get their money like on the first day of the month. So some people would get for April, they would get on April 1st, they would get their Social Security money. And then then there's a couple other days that are the same, everyone and whatever. Then there are people like me who you get your money. I get my money on Wednesday, the fourth Wednesday of the month. So that varies. So the first Wednesday of April, which it is now, is the 3rd. So I will get my money, Social Security money, on the 24th of this month. Now the only thing is, banks went into this thing. I think one bank might have started, or maybe a chain of banks, and that was that they would you would get your money 2 days early. And of course, the reason they can do that is because the Social Security system or whatever gives them the money, I guess, 2 days early. So they know they got the money, and they've been sitting, they've sit on it every month. And I guess probably them having the money 2 days ahead of time and then having it there, and all these other people, in that situation, how much extra money was that went in interest that went into the bank account that you didn't, But some bank came up with the idea, hey, we'll just if you bank with us, you will get Social Security and all these things that pay, you'll get it 2 days early. And so that's what happened. So for this April, I'll get my money on the 24th, or my money's due on the 24th, but I'll get it on the 22nd. That helps out a lot, since I'm going to be extremely poor until I get my money. This is the Razer microphone. No, well, it's a microphone too, but it's not. It's working as a camera. And the microphone is this one here. And you should hear that tapping. I've got this is, something I've been waiting to. I think this microphone really is fine. But this microphone, I think, is going to be much, much better. And I have a whole bunch of controls that I can use. But anymore, I'm afraid to try anything. But right now I have to figure out if these screws, I talked about this, but I think that here it is. This is it. The latest thing I got to and this goes in like this, and then there are well, let's see if this will work. Of course, this is only one side, so let's see if this works. You know, all this waiting, and then I finally get, you know, I need some light. Let there be light. So then finally I get this thing. Thank God. Or I, no, that was okay. I already had the okay. Put this through there. Okay, go down. Oh, I need light. I actually need light. Okay, let's see if this screws in there. Come on now, wait a minute here. Okay, that does not, you know, it goes in, but it's not thick enough. And I dumped out 2 gigantic jars that have all kinds of things. And I throw in, okay, it's threading there without, anyway. Well, it looks like I won't be messing with that today. Might just have to put that back on the shelf where it's been for several years now. By the way, I mentioned that, but you might not have caught it because I ended up deleting it. I got a second hit from YouTube for putting information on there that was not appropriate for people under 18. And so I deleted both of those. I've been doing YouTube videos since 2005, and those were and they happened to be like within the last week or two. First hit of that type, and they say, okay, now this is not, you know, they say basically, oh, you're a dumbass, but anyway. So I went ahead and deleted them. And I guess that's going to change my commentary here a little bit. I guess I can't attack Robert Kennedy. And who was the other person that I attacked? Oh, that was all the lawyers in the world, I think, and Wall Street, and so it's first time that that's my cell phone, which I hate. My daughter Hillary has a Samsung, and I forget which model it is, one of the late ones. It's not one of the brand new ones, but it's one of the, you know, but it needs a screen. The screen is cracked or something, so she's going to, I offered to do it, but I'm glad that she thinks that she can do it. I've never heated up, you know, you have to heat up the cell phone screen. I mean, you don't turn a blowtorch on it, you know, but you heat up the thing. And I have a thing that measures the temperature too and everything, but she does too. So she's going to replace the screen on that, and it needs a new battery, and she already purchased that, and she's had it for a while while holding it for me. So then she just has to get it here to me once she does it, and she's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. She has black mold in her place, and she has several cats that are like on the intensive care list that she has to, and then she has a whole bunch of other cats, and some of them are healthy and some aren't. And she is on TikTok, by the way. I've talked about my daughter on TikTok. This Hillary is, well, Hillary's on there now, but it's my oldest daughter, LaDonna, that's on TikTok, and she is doing great. And I don't think I've made if I made a TikTok one, there might be a couple of there that are on my thing, and I don't advertise I'm not trying to. I don't think I can make a real, although I think that they've gone to 20 minutes, increase the limit that you can do a TikTok video. Okay, I can do of course I'm at 25 minutes now on this one, but I can do turn out, I'm not sure how good they'll be, but I can turn out videos that are under 20 minutes. I'd have to totally change because when I was attacking Amazon and everybody else, lawyers, who else did I attack? Everybody went in a video. It took me longer than 20 minutes. But I'm not going to make any more videos like that. I mean, it's just, I don't want to go to war with, YouTube or anybody else. But I would like to be able to express my opinion, but apparently those two, and it's the first time since I was doing videos before there was a YouTube, before there was any of them. But you do need to abide by the rules if they want to have rules. But now my video about Robert Kennedy, I don't know, yeah. He's running for president of the United States. I guess I can't say anything about him because I'll be, I won't be banned, but the video would not be approved for those under 17 or something. Anyway, well, maybe I just need to go to doing TikTok. Although there is a bunch of stuff going on with, and I'm sure you've all seen it. Okay, take TikTok. I think it's TikTok. But there's other things that, I mean, that's like fucking bounce this off a wall or whatever. I think it's TikTok that is popping up, but maybe it's just other things also that are popping up. And now something crazy, something stupid will pop up. Or they'll do the thing that they do in other areas. Oh, this little boy was out with his dog. And, of course, it's not the real little boy. It's not the real little dog. They just pull pictures in from... And even when they're telling this story about a lost boy or a dog that he rescues or whatever the thing is, it's just a made-up story. And they will just grab pictures off of places to put it. So you'll see let's say a boy, that he lost his dog and he's looking for the dog and now he's lost and whatever. And then they'll show another picture of the boy looking for the dog. It's a picture they pulled off the internet someplace, not the same boy. There'll be a dozen different pictures of the boy that are not him. And then they'll talk about, he went to the, he went to the police department. And then you'll see a Los Angeles vehicle police car and he's talking to the police officer. And then they'll say, and then he went down the street a bit and then he talked to this other police officer, and it'll be a New York City police car. I mean, it's just, they pull this crap together, put it together, and stretch it out. And then meantime, you're watching it and making revenue for the, they're really running it. by doing that kind of stuff. And now, I guess it's AI, and I don't think that's I don't think that's TikTok. I don't think it might be because you can't tell. But they'll have things now popping up. Now I mentioned it to Darlene, and she says, "Oh, they've been doing that for a long time." I said, "No, this is different. This is different." I said, "They have it pops up on your screen all of a sudden. You don't ask for it; it just pops up on your screen, and they'll say something or other. Oh, disaster is happening, or whatever." And then they'll show buildings exploding and all types of things going on. And it looks real, in the graphics, and I'm sure it's AI, it looks real. And then what they do is, it gets to the bottom of the thing or whatever, and they'll say, to find out what happens to these people, press enter or press next or something, so that registers a click. It continues you're watching this thing. And then the other day I saw, like it was a news headline, people are saying unbelievable things. This has never happened before, and they just go on, and then they say, so it goes on for a minute or however long. I guess let's say it's a 2-minute time limit or something. Then they say, to find out more about the end of the world that is here, press the next, or press the whatever button they want you to press in order to register it. And then of course there's fire shooting up in the air, and there's explosions and whatever, and then you go to the next one, and then there's the same stuff going on. And then they say, God has stepped in to save the world. And then you'll see a fluffy cloud there, and you'll see an angel that looks realistic. Well, there aren't any angels, by the way, and there isn't any God, if you ask me. But you'll see, and it looks fantastic. There will be an angel sitting on a cloud, and then you'll see little angels flying from cloud to cloud. And I was telling Darlene, I hate this, whatever, and she said, oh, they've been doing that for a long time. I said, no, this looks realistic. This looks real. There are no angels. There's none of this. There's none of that. But it still looks great. And she says, oh, I said, no, artificial intelligence is, a new thing. And that's what we're seeing. But it looks real. And I said, so we have a lot of people here in the United States and the world who will believe anything. Oh, yeah, wow. People act, there'd be some guy that's, a farmer in Barnwell, South Carolina or something or other, and they're going to show him, he's going to see it, and he's going to say, I actually saw the angels, and then I saw God appear over there. I saw it. And you say, no, that's just a production that's done. No, I saw Jesus and whatever. You will never convince that person that, so there's problems in River City. And Sedalia, Missouri, and Holden, Missouri. And there are problems. I've used artificial intelligence a few times. It didn't really help me. It didn't help me, but you'll see that nothing fancy. But it's where, like I did a search with artificial intelligence is, who is Howard's Notebook? Or what is Show Me Blog or something like that. And it pulls up, Jim Howard, blah, 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 blah. It pulls that information up. Looks pretty neat. It's things that I had put together a few times, sort of. But it does it, and And I think I try every time to put, you know, now of course it wasn't created by artificial intelligence, but they took information and put it together. So I don't know how you put it. How long have I been talking? 35 minutes. Okay, I think that's long enough. I don't know if you can help in some way. A thumbs up, subscribe. I don't know. Whatever you can do, if you can do something, help in, help jump in or something. So there's a guy that's been contacting me on a regular basis for a long time, saying, "Hey Jim," or maybe it says Mr. Howard. I don't know. "Hey Jim, you're not filling in the things that you need to fill in that are going to give you the hits with the number of subscribers that you have, the amount of material." He says, "I've been looking at your site that you're putting out. You should be up there with some of the big boys, way up there with the numbers and whatever, and you're not." And he says, he gives an example, such and such, that's only getting a 10% rating, where other people that are making videos like that are not as good as your videos, and they're in the 80%, thing. Now, I used to, in the very beginning, I've been with YouTube since 2005, since they started, but I was doing, stuff before there was a YouTube. But in the beginning, I did do an awful lot of that filling in of the tags, keywords, that type of stuff. But since I'm getting zero money from YouTube, I just stopped filling in the information. It just takes time to do. I even paid for years for that other thing that does a bunch of that for yourself. It does it and gives you the ideas to put into the tags and all that kind of stuff. I stopped on that, So, anyway, thank you very much for watching.